Okay, so let's say you just started your flesh and blood journey. You went into your local game store and got yourself your first IRA welcome deck. Or you're an existing player that just want to have fun with some budget decks, then this is the video for you. So I have this IRA Crimson Haze Blitz budget deck which only costs $10. So as you can see here, so it's basically $10 in TCG Player. So for the deck, let's get into it. So for our hero, we have IRA. So IRA Crimson Haze has 4 intelligence and 20 life, and the ability is actually very straightforward and very simple. So your second attack, each turn gets +1 attack. So IRA will boost your second attack with +1 damage. So this particular deck that I'm gonna feature will take advantage of this ability by IRA. The game plan of the deck is actually very straightforward and very simple. First, you can block 6 to 7 damage constantly, and you try to make sure you have at least 1 blue card remaining in your hand, and the other card would be another attack card. So what you normally do is that you pitch that blue card to activate your 2 Kodachis, with the second Kodachi pumped by IRA's static ability. Then use your remaining resource to play your remaining action card. So IRA is very consistent in utilizing your 4 cards and using 2 of those cards to block, and be still very good enough to use the remaining 2 cards to attack on your turn. Then we are running 2 harmonized Kodachis for our weapon. For our head equipment, we are running Mask of Many Faces. So the thing about IRA is that it runs a lot of combos. So the way we built this deck is that it runs a lot of combos. So combo cards will get that extra boost if we have played a certain card before we played that combo card. So the thing about Mask of Many Faces is that we can pay 1 as an instant and destroy Mask of Many Faces. Then we name a card, then the next attack action card we play this turn gains that name. And it also blocks for 1. So I think it's really nice for a budget card. For our chest equipment, we are running Blood Drop Brocade. So basically this is a very budget replacement for Spring Tunic. But of course this is a common, so it can only give us 1 resource instead of the Tunic giving you multiple resource as the game goes on. So we can destroy this to add a resource. However, we can only activate it only if you have dealt or have been dealt attack damage this turn. For our arms, I'm using Breaking Scales. So as an attack reaction, we can destroy this, and target attack action card with combo gains +1 attack. And it has Battle Warns, so you can block with this even in the early game. And this stays around so that we can pop that attack reaction anytime that we need to. Next, for our legs, we are running Snapdragon Scalers. For a budget card, this card is pretty strong. So as an attack reaction, we can destroy this to give an attack action card with cost 1 or less, Go Again. So that's for the main equipment. Later on, we do have more equipments in our sideboard, but let's get through the main deck first. So first card off of our main deck, so Exude Confidence. This card can't be blocked by a card with equal or greater attack, and the defending hero can't play or activate instance or defense reactions this combat turn. So this is a pretty cool card. It's a 0 drop for 4 attack, and there's an instant ability that we can pay 3, and this gets +2 attack. Activate this ability only when Exude Confidence is attacking. we are running only one copy of Exude Confidence. Other cards for our red, we are running 2 copies of Soul Bead Strike. It's a 0-drop for attack. If this hits, this card gains Go Again. Next, we are running 2 copies of Push the Point. It's a 1-drop for attack. However, if the last attack action on this combat chain hit, then this card gets +2 attack. So it's gonna be 1 for 6 attack. So pretty strong effect there. Push the Point. Next, we are running 2 copies of Razor Reflex. So remember that this is an attack reaction. So if your opponent is down to 4 life, you can just attack with 1 Kodachi. And then if your opponent won't block, then you can just pump that Kodachi to 4 damage to sneak in that win. Next is a combo card. We are running 2 copies of Spinning Wheel Kick. It's a 1-drop with 4 attack. If Twin Twisters or Spinning Wheel Kick was the last attack on the combat chain, so that's how combo usually works. So they care about the last attack on the combat chain. And if that's the case, this has +1 attack, and when this hits, put it on the bottom of its owner's deck. So we are not running Twin Twisters on this deck, but we do have 2 copies of Spinning Wheel Kick, and we do have that mask, just in case we just need that 1 attack to decide the game. We can activate that mask. Then another red card that has combo is Pounding Gale. It's a 1-drop, 5 attack, and 3 defense. So it also has combo. So if Open the Center was the last attack of this combat chain, this gains if Pounding Gale would deal damage to a hero. Instead, it deals double that much damage. So Pounding Gale is a very strong card. Although we are not running Open the Center, so mainly we're just adding this for the effect of 1 for 5 attack, and it blocks for 3, so it's actually pretty good. So again, that mask will do wonders if it matters. So it's a very good budget head for this deck because combo cards have a pretty good effect when you have that requirement attack that the combo card needs. Next, we are running 2 copies of Torrent of Tempo. So it's a 1-drop 5 attack again, but when this card hits, it gains Go Again. Okay, moving on, we are running 2 copies of Snatch. It's a 4-drop it's a 0-drop for 4 attack, and if this hits, you draw a card. So remember that this doesn't have Go Again. So when you think that this will hit, it's better to just basically pop your Snapdragon Scalers so that this will have Go Again, and then you can still have the chance to use that card that you're gonna draw for increased damage in the existing combat chain. For our heavy hitters, our 2-drop attacks, we are running 2 cards for that. So first among the 2 cards is a Flying Kick. So Flying Kick is a 2-drop for 5 attack. However, if Flying Kick is played as Chain Link 3 or higher, this gains +2 attack. So it's gonna be like 7 damage for 2. So pretty cool budget card here. Really love Flying Kick. So if you don't have copies of Command and Conquer, I do believe that for Ira, this is a pretty good budget alternative. Another heavy hitter for us is Humble. So this is a 2-drop for 6 attack, and when this hits a hero, that hero loses all abilities until the end of their next turn. So it's actually pretty good, and so this will force your opponent to block your attack. So for other red cards, we are running our defense package. So we are running the full set of Flick Flacks, we are running red, yellow, and blue Flick Flacks. So the red will block for 4, the yellow will block for 3, and the blues will block for 2. However, what's good about Flick Flack for Ira is if the next card that you defend with this turn is a card with combo, then that will gain an additional 2 defense. Then we are only running 1 copy of Sigil of Solace. It's always good to have this card. Gaining 3 life is always good to have. Then we are running 2 copies of Sink Below. Very basic 4 block, and you get to wheel in case you have a bad card in your hand. Then for our yellows, we are running 1 copy of Whirling Mist Blossom. So this is an Ira specialization, meaning that only Ira can use this card. So if this hits and it's the second or higher chain link in a row to hit, then you draw 2 cards and this has go again. So it's really good. Your opponent will need to block this card, so they're gonna waste one of their cards for blocking. Otherwise, drawing 2 cards with go again is like a very strong effect. Remaining cards are our blue cards. So I think the most important blue card here is Soul Bead Strike. So it's a 0-drop 2 attack, and if this hits, it gains go again. All of our blue cards except for that Flick Flack that we just discussed a while ago, all other blue cards will have 3 defense. So all of these will have the main purpose to pitch for 3. But if we draw multiple blue cards, then we can also use one of those blue cards to block for 3. So after Soul Bead Strike, any other blue cards moving forward, you can actually replace them for better cards if you do have the option. However, I highly suggest that for Ira, you only use blue cards with the cost of 0 and blue cards that also has 3 defense. So we are running Rushing River. So Rushing River is a combo card that if Torrent of Tempo was the last attack on the combat chain, then this gets +1 attack, go again, and if this hits, draw X cards, then put X cards from your hand on the top of your deck in any order, where X is the number of attacks that have hit this combat chain. So it's actually pretty cool. Next is Crane Dance. Again, this has combo. So if Soul Bead Strike was the last attack this combat chain, then this one gets +1 attack, go again, and it can't be defended by attack action cards with base attack greater than the number of chain links you control. Next is Whelming Gust Wave, another 0-drop 3 defense blue card. So this has combo if Surging Strike was the last attack this combat chain, then this gets +1 attack, go again, and if this hits, draw a card. Just take note, we don't have Surging Strike normally in our list. However, Mask of Many Faces can give us this extra card draw if needed. Next, we have Rising Knee Thrust. So it has combo if Leg Tap was the last attack this combat chain, then this gets +2 attack and go again. Normally, we don't have Leg Tap in the deck. Last but not the least, although this is a Majestic, but it's a very cheap Majestic, so I do suggest running at least one of this. If you can run 2, you can probably remove one of the combo blues, but I think 1 is good enough because those combo blues will combo off with Flick Flacks, which is one of our strategies to constantly block and constantly attack. So this is a 0-drop 3 defense blue card that says your daggers get +1 attack this turn. So remember that this is a ninja attack reaction card, so The moment you attack with your first Kodachi, you wait for the blocks of your opponent, then you can use this to pump your first and second Kodachi attacks. And now for our sideboard cards, we are running one copy of Zephyr Needle. This has once per turn action, you pay 1 to attack. This has go again, it has 2 attack. What we always do is that we attack with a Kodachi first, then attack with Zephyr Needle as the second attack so that Ira can pump this into a 3 attack. So we need to be careful because if Zephyr Needle is defended by a card with defense greater than its attack, then we destroy Zephyr Needle when the combat chain closes. Remember to just put this in certain matchups. Personally, I just use a Zephyr Needle against Kano matchups and Dorinthia matchups. Okay, next we are running 3 Arcane Barrier cards. So we are running the Hood, the Gloves, and Tide Flippers for our 3 Arcane Barriers. So Tide Flippers has an extra ability that we can destroy this and target attack action card with 2 or less base attack gains go again. Last but not the least, sideboard card is Oasis Respite. So this can prevent 4 damage that would be dealt to target hero this turn by a source of your choice. Then if they have less life than each other hero, they may gain 1 life. So we can now use a total of 52 cards in Blitz, so that's why we now have more cards that we can put in our sideboard. So this is the deck. It's a very good value, especially because it's only $10, and hopefully this can kick off your competitive play in Flesh and Blood. If you like more budget videos like this one, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more contents like this one. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.